Hello, everyone. It's Pam Gomez in Nassau, Bahamas, with O Natural Aromatherapy, a company that I founded. Tonight, we're going to be talking about aromatherapy and can it be beneficial to you? And when I say aromatherapy, we're talking about essential oils, treatments such as massages, inhaler treatments, and the like. With me tonight is my co host, Stephanie Thompson, and I'm going to allow Stephanie to introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Thompson. I have my own company like Pam does, and it's called A Healthy You for Life. I do personal training, I do fitness nutrition, and I also do essential oils as an independent distributor for Zija International, which has three divisions. They have the essential oils, we have a organic nutrition line, and also a fitness line. And that's
Oh,
basically it.
well, how can aromatherapy be beneficial to anyone or to you, Stephanie? Tell me how you can benefit from aromatherapy other than as a salesperson.
Me personally,
You personally, how can you benefit from aromatherapy?
well, diffusing it in a diffuser, which mine just went off, which means it's empty now that I'm over there looking at it. I have to go back and refill. Diffusing it and also, rubbing in our palms and inhaling it. For myself personally, just by experiencing, the kind that is good for you, because there are some that you have to be careful that are made with synthetic, chemicals that you don't want to inhale or put on your skin. I just know that I think I started out with lavender, hearing that lavender helps you sleep, and it does. It does for me. Now, I'd have to say that, I've been told that, just because one oil works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for somebody else. I mean, everybody that I've given lavender to, and I'm just using that as an example, has experienced great benefits with lavender as far as being able to help them sleep. I haven't had anybody tell me that it didn't work. But like with respiratory type essential oils, I know that there's different kinds. There's different oils that you can use, and maybe eucalyptus might help one person and it might not help another, but peppermint might help one person. So everybody's different. Everybody's chemical, makeup in their body with their cells and everything is different. So oils will affect everybody differently. So it's a matter of understanding about essential oils, understanding which like I was telling Pam, our company just came out with the 6 zones, and I'll have to do a blab on that maybe someday, or maybe next week our blab can be about that.
Sure.
And it talks about what oils actually benefit each zone of the body. And I also found out that one oil might be good for, and this is just an example, muscular, muscles, and another oil might be good, like lavender, to help you sleep. But if you put those two oils together, it might actually be a respiratory remedy versus just the muscle, just the sleep. When you blend oils together, they have found through studies, scientific data testing and studies, that mixing certain oils together actually benefit different zones of the body. If that makes any sense, I hope I'm making sense.
It did. It did for me. Um, what I like about essential oils, besides the fact that they cost less than a visit to the doctor,
Yes.
is that you can try these remedies, not how do I want to say this? It's a preventative measure. And like you are
Mm-hmm.
diffusing in your home right now, in your atmosphere, let's just say you're diffusing peppermint or eucalyptus. You know within yourself, you are strengthening your immune system. Okay.
Right.
And you didn't have to pay what visit to the doctor here in the Bahamas started around $50 to $75 for a first visit. You didn't have to pay that. Okay. You're taking that measure by burning this oil, putting this um medicine, call it medicine. You're putting this aroma that smells wonderful, and it's also boosting your immune system into your environment. You're preventing um, the introduction of these viruses into your personal space. You're avoiding that charge. Hey, what can I say? It's beneficial, right?
Right.
Not only that, the feeling you get, you feel healthy, you feel strong. These oils, they affect your moods and they affect you physically. So, in that case, I say they can benefit everyone. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everyone can
Yep.
benefit from these. And there are different
Yep.
ways. Let's talk about some of the ways we can use them. Diffusing is number one for me. What about you?
Right. Well, diffusing is probably my favorite because I love the diffusers, and because we have these real pretty diffusers, and like you said, it affects you physically, emotionally, spiritually, um, emotionally, physically, spiritually. There was like another one I'm forgetting. Physically, mentally,
Yeah,
the oils do. They benefit you. You know, they affect you and benefit you in those different areas. So with the diffuser, even with the lighting that's on the diffuser, we have one that changes the lighting. You can keep it on the same color. You can let the colors change. And just that emotionally, can help,
soothing.
make you feel better. And then you've got the benefits of the oils in the diffuser, depending on what's going on and what you're trying to feel better about. I mean, it just depends on what emotion you're having at that time. If I'm, tense, or having a bad day or something, I know what blend to go to put in my diffuser and let it just put it in right away. If I'm not feeling well, my head hurts, I know what blend to use or what oil to use to put in the diffuser to help relieve my headache, that I have or whatever. Or if I can't sleep, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, it's just the diffuser is like one of my favorite ways. Obviously, I like putting it on my skin too. I use it for skincare and I put it in my moisturizer, my wash that I use on my face, mostly the moisturizer. If I do a mask, I might put, for instance, geranium in my mask, and let it sit on for a few minutes before I rinse. And then, of course, my frankincense for my skincare to, help with the lines and stuff. So, diffusing is my favorite. Then the skincare is my second favorite, probably. So, and then we've come out with these new beadlets that we can pop in our mouth and it goes in through our bloodstream under our tongue. And we've got lip balm, we've got hand cream now. I mean, there's just so many
I
different
love that you
ways to
said that.
benefit from essential oils.
You said lip balm, and look what I got. I
Oh
made,
boy.
hello, I made
You
my
made it
own batch
yourself?
of lip balm
Good
on
for
Friday,
you.
and I took them to, I had nice, colorful caps on them. This one happened to drop somewhere on this table, and I don't see where it is now, but these were made on Friday night by me, and it took me less than a half hour to prepare. I think I did about 30 of these. This is the last one that's left. And I used a sweet orange essential oil, coconut oil,
Yeah.
jojoba oil, and a bit of beeswax. Melted it all in a pot
Awesome.
and poured them into these little holders. And girl,
Yeah.
I had people at the event yesterday walking around. How good their chapstick, their
I
lip.
know. I'm addicted. I never had to use lip balm before until I went on this last vacation. And I was in Colorado. And even though I wasn't cold and it was cold to people that live there, because it's weird. It's hard to explain. You might understand this too, being in the Bahamas. It's the humidity, like 50 or 40 degrees here in Florida is cold. Like people are like, oh my gosh, and they're all bundled up. I was in 35, 40-degree weather in Colorado, and I was running around. I had to take my jacket off because to me, and it was snow. It was not cold. And someone explained to me it's because of the drier air. They don't have they don't have humidity like we do here. And then my lips were chapped. I've never had my whole life. Maybe when I was a kid, because I grew up in New York as a child, but I don't remember ever having chapped lips. And I see kids all the time here, even in Florida, with chapped lips. And I always wonder, how do kids, maybe they lick them too much or something, because kids lick their lips. And I wasn't licking my lips. I was not licking my lips, I promise you, in Colorado. But I think that dry air with the snow and everything, I'm just now feeling better. I got home a couple days ago, and I'm just now can say my lips are probably back to normal. But I did bring my new it's not chapstick, it's lip balm made with essential oils. I did bring it with me, and I did put them on while I was at the hotel. But for some weird reason, every time we left the hotel, we had a backpack. I kept forgetting to put it back in the backpack while we were out for the day. Mm-hmm. So by the time I got back to the hotel, my lips were like they were hurting, Yeah. And I just been wearing my lip balm, and now I'm all better. That's what the essential oils, As
a child, actually, growing up, my mom used to buy me chapstick, the black and white one that came in the tube. And then I remember them changing it to a cherry flavor. So this was, right. I was really young before I could even wear lip gloss or lipstick. This was my closest thing to it. Was the chapstick lip balm, and I would keep that and pretend like, okay, I'm wearing my lipstick, but that was the only thing my mom would let me wear. Well,
right.
I schooled in Chicago, and when I went up to Chicago in the cold up there, that's when I was introduced to chapstick again, and I kept it with me because that cold air does something to your skin and your lips. So I kept moisturizing.
I just kept feeling lips going, I can't believe how bad my lips feel. I've never had my lips like that before, ever.
Yeah. And I had to keep moisturizing because I don't know what it is. Like you said, it must be what you said about the cold. But I had to use a moisturizer and I had to use lip balm. But for the longest, I've never even tried to make my own until I got into aromatherapy. And I've had this recipe for a while. And it's just Friday night. I said, I need something new to give away at the event, something to try.
Right.
And I did lip balm and inhalers. And I had all of the stuff here in my house. I said, why not do it?
Yeah.
So, girl, I was so proud of myself. I said I'm going to do another batch this weekend because I have another event on.
Where did you get the little things to make the lip balm? And it's got a little thing to turn on the bottom?
Yes. I got those from.
Where did you get those from?
I got them from a supplier in Florida.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll send you the link later.
Okay, that'd be great. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they're quite reasonable too. So, they have all the equipment right there at the store.
Because I like the idea of being able to, do it like a lipstick. Because the ones we have, which I have one sitting right here, I've been using my finger, putting my finger in it and everything. And then today I wore a little bit of lipstick to church, and I was putting it on in church. And next thing you know, I looked at my lip balm, and it had the lipstick in it. So,
So are they?
I like the idea of having the stick. That would be kind of cool.
Do you make the ones that you have?
No, the ones that I have right now are the new ones they just came out with that you can just order. They're already pre-made in a little silver container.
Yes,
here, let me reach over and grab one, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, but I make my own scrubs, like facial scrubs and stuff. But I haven't made lip balm yet. But it's just in a little thing like this.
Yes.
This is grapefruit.
Yeah.
And I just been putting my finger in here, and doing this thing. And I don't mind. It's not a big deal. Amazing. It even tastes great.
It smells wonderful.
But I like the idea. I think it'd be kind of cool to make my own with the stick. I like that.
The thing about these is when you put them up to your lip, you're inhaling the scent of the essential oil. So these are orange, and it smells like orange, right?
This one's grapefruit, and I don't even like grapefruit, the real fruit. I
Mhm.
can't even eat grapefruit. I can't stand the taste of it.
But this,
But it's like one of my favorite essential oils. I'm addicted to this. It's like half empty already since I was using it like in Colorado, and I've been using it since I got home. And I love the taste. I could taste it. I love it.
I would love to
I
share with
swear it
the
tastes like candy.
It does. It does. I would love to share
Yeah,
with, I mean, as many people as possible how simple these things are and how beneficial they are to your skin. Because I've seen
yeah.
people with chopped lips, and these are unisex. Men and women could use them because there's no, it's not like you're putting on lip gloss, it's not glossy.
Well, no, I think men, as far as I know, men use I think chapstick more than women because I know my sons used to always because I've never had to have chapstick before, and my sons were always asking me, "Mom, do you have any chapstick? Mom, do you have any?" And I'm like, "No. Do you need me to go buy you?" This is back before I did essential oils, you know. So I remember like even my husband or just different people, I would hear men asking, you know, even at the store where the chapstick was. So I don't think men mind having the they like chapstick. So if they like chapstick, they're gonna love this stuff, you know,
Even
essential oils.
if our lips crack and, get uh, icky, and hurt,
Yeah,
you need something. And knowing that this has coconut oil, you know what coconut oil does for your skin? It has
yeah,
jojoba oil and just a little bit of beeswax to hold it together to make it firm.
yeah,
They are awesome. Another benefit of aromatherapy. So,
exactly.
what else we can talk about? The fact that applying the essential oil with your moisturizer to your pressure points. How beneficial is
Hmm.
that? Just by putting
Well,
it
it's
there. Takes a minute or two for it to start to take
yeah,
effect.
it takes effect immediately, pretty much, because it penetrates the blood and the cells, you know, and penetrates your system and gets in and goes to like we were now that we're learning that there's different zones of the body and it actually goes to those cells in that particular body. So even if you put it on the bottom of your feet, if you're putting an oil on the bottom of your feet where the skin is thinner, it's going to go to, depending on what oil, the cells that it benefits. So if you're having even respiratory issues and you can put it on your chest, but even if you put it on the bottom of your feet, it's going to go to the cells that affect the respiratory system. And that's what they're proving now at scientific studies.
Exactly.
And like you said, it boosts your immune system. So, you know, I had allergies while I was over in Colorado. That was another thing besides the chapped lips. I had to take my contacts out. The next day I woke up and my eyes were burning and I ran to the bathroom and they were blood red. And
What?
I thought, what in the world got into my eyes? My husband was like, is it pink eye? And I go, no, because it's not itching, it's burning. So I took my contacts out. I had to wear glasses the whole week I was over in Colorado. I still had a great time. By the next day, the redness was gone, the burning was gone. So I can't wear contacts in Colorado. Again, I'm guessing because of the dry air, does not agree with me having contacts on. So that was another issue I had. And then we noticed that we were kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it was definitely allergies. I wasn't stuffy where I felt like I had a cold or I couldn't breathe. It was just an annoying something going on with the sinuses, and he had the same issue. So I was wishing that I had some of my oils. I had little sample bottles that I was taking, my grapefruit and my lemon, and I had lavender in case we had any trouble sleeping or whatever. I brought some little bottles, but there were certain oils that I wished I had brought for allergies,
Yes.
So, because Florida is a big state for having allergies, and I think because of the oils and of course my nutrition line, I know is like a lot to do with why I'm so healthy as well. Um, I know that I don't have allergies anymore because I don't have to take medication. Because when I hit 40, everything started going downhill, girl. Let me tell you, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. I never had an allergy in my life, and I had to take allergy medicine. I was on a puffer, whatever those things are called, twice a
Yes.
day. I was taking Singulair once a day. Besides allergies, I had other things, and I was like, "What is going on?" Like I've been, strong, healthy person all my life, and I hit 40, and I mean, all I can do is I got to put my seatbelt on. I pull a muscle. I mean, it's crazy. So luckily with the essential oils and stuff, everything changed when I started using them, and it's a preventative measure, and that's what is the benefit, the health benefits of it. So now I know that I don't have to worry about taking medications and things like that because of I'm healthy now because I'm preventing going to the doctor. Even my doctor calls me and says, "Okay, I want you to come in. It's been a year. Let's do a yearly checkup, a yearly blood work, and that kind of thing." And I'm talking about the regular doctor, not the girl doctor that we got to go do and our typical girl things we got to have done. But I'm like, I'm healthy. I don't need to come see you. And now he charges $200 a visit.
Oh
$200 just for me to come in and say, do like a random blood work to see how great my blood work looks. Just to be told, yeah, you're doing great. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't need to. I don't need to spend $200 for him to tell me I'm healthy.
no. Here is a book that a friend bought me. A group that I'm in, and Essential Oils Guide, right? It's a beginner's guide, and it outlines natural resources for weight loss, anti-aging, natural cures, and healthy lifestyles. I took this book with me again yesterday. Do you know I have sales for this book?
Oh, yeah?
People want to buy these things because they want the knowledge, right? They want
They
to
do.
find out what's going on. They want natural cures, natural remedies. And I think what we need to do is more media, more advertising. Blab is wonderful for getting the word out. Facebook, Twitter, and Periscope. I think my popularity has grown since Periscope. It's not only um, international but locally as well. I tell you, we had about 400 people walk through that fair yesterday, and I kid you not, all 400 must have stopped by our table. Okay?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This is another book that I came across recently by another oil company. Look at it. It's very thin. You could
Mm-hmm.
hardly, it looks like it has no information, right? Just a book. But look at what they did, Stephanie, and I think it's awesome. They named each oil, and they chose which ones they would use. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I get a little
Uh-huh.
closer. And they put, it's a little blurry, but each one of those
Yeah.
dots you could see
Right.
lists what the oil does. Okay,
Right.
so suggested uses. Let's say basil. I'm talking about basil. They listed migraine and dizziness, hemorrhoids, earache, joint and muscle pain, respiratory issues, digestive discomfort and nausea, insect bites, emotional, and breastfeeding. Helps increase milk when you're breastfeeding. Each oil that they list, they did a breakdown of what it's good for. It's a handy pocket-sized manual. This would be awesome to
Mm-hmm.
share with people who are new to essential oils. But the one thing that they do that I am not a proponent of is, and you do this, you cook. You cook with your essential oils. They have one page dedicated to cooking with essential oils. Okay. And their thing is the oils add flavor and health to food. They're saying that the oils are healthy to ingest. Now,
Yes.
the school that I went to is not a sponsor of that. So we can't even write our papers about cooking with essential oils or the use of essential oils on animals because they don't animal test and they don't support animal testing. So I can't write any of my papers on those two subjects,
Hmm.
right? But I love this book. I would sell this book because it's a handy guide. Very small, very thin.
Right.
I would use this book any day. I keep this in my pocketbook, you know. Anybody asks me a
Yeah.
question, and they have here how to administer essential oils, tips for using essential oils, and they have the capsules like you do in the bath, in a capsule, flavoring food, and how to store it. They list it all here. It's a good
That's good.
reference guide, and it's
Yeah,
called.
especially since it's so. I like the fact that it's small. Because I got several books. But they're big. And I've got my massage and aromatherapy book over here next to my oils. That same thing. It tells you and lists things, and then the doctor that is on our advisory board that has helped. He's a very well renowned doctor in France. That's written a bunch of books. He's been doing oils for over 30 years. He has books too, and he has an app, and I have the app on my phone. So now, if somebody calls me and says, "Hey, what oil do you recommend for gout?" I can like look it up on the app and just tell them this is the one that they have written. You just look up. You can type in the symptoms, or you can have your list of oils, and then when I talk about different oils, I kind of refer to my Ameo book and information from my company, and then I also use that app. It's got some extra stuff on there that my company may not mention or whatever.
And another book that
But
I
I
had,
love that. I love that kind of stuff for information.
this other book I had on my table yesterday, because I had like a book section on the table. I had a pretty long table. It must have been like it's bigger than a 6 foot, so it might have been a
8 foot.
12, 8 or 12 foot. Yeah, it was pretty long. Um,
Yeah.
so I had a book section. This book, the
So did
aromatherapy,
you sell the books? Were they just there as a reference, or you had
they were
extra
there
ones
as a
that you sold?
reference, and I was taking orders. So I took orders for this
Okay.
book. I'll be selling this. I have a
Okay.
couple sales on this one, but
Okay.
there was a couple people who wanted this. It's the book they call the Aromatherapy Bible,
Okay.
and this was my first aromatherapy book, right? So when I was starting out, I used to go to this for everything. I remember when I launched my company, and we had the launch party. I was in this big ballroom with tons of other vendors, but my table got slaughtered because of the aroma that was permeating the room from our area. And I had question after question: what's this and what's that, and what's the smell, and what do you have for this problem or that problem? And I knew I could do the steam inhalation at the table where you let them smell from a bowl, but I hadn't set it up. I just had like two diffusers going with the same type of oil, and people were coming over and asking all sorts of questions. And what I didn't know, I ran to this book for. This book is falling
Right.
apart because I used it so much. But you got to have a good reference guide. You get
Mhm.
to know your oils. A lot of the talks that I do now, I don't have to actually refer to the guides or get a reference book, because now I've been using them and talking about them so often. I could just say, okay, this particular oil for that pain or that type of injury. But recently I've been asked a question about multiple sclerosis, and that's a tough one because I've not been able to find a recommendation for this particular lady, and she's on Periscope, and she's scoping every day about MS. And she's been on my scopes, and I've seen her in a few other people's scopes, and she is desperately looking for help with MS because apparently it's very painful. And
Mhm.
I'm inclined to refer her to one of the experts in the field. I don't know if you have anything for MS.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never had anybody ask me, about that one, in particular,
Hmm.
And I don't know, like, if have you tried looking it up, like, online? Because sometimes you can get some good references online
Well,
too.
this just happened on Friday.
Yeah.
I've had her in my scopes before, but she actually said to me, Pamela, do you know of anything that is used to treat MS? So I've got to do that research to see if I could just give her some help because
Yeah,
it
I
seems
mean, it's like it's got nose, mind, multiple. Yeah, it doesn't even have it on my app. It's got muscles, bones, and joints, you know,
no multiple
stuff that's
sclerosis.
good for muscles, bones, and joints, and muscle cramps,
No
menopause, like we were talking earlier.
MS, no multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis.
It doesn't have that listed.
That's
Interesting, though.
yeah. So I'm gonna refer this to some of the experts that I know.
Yeah. Let's see which ones for muscles. Yeah, I don't see that in my list here. So I will I think I'm going to go ahead and look, you got me curious about that now, so I might have to
Hmm.
do some
I
research
was feeling,
myself on that.
I was feeling like, wow, you really got me stumped too, lady. That's how I left. She left me, but I found. I'm looking now online, and I see that there are 5 treatments for multiple sclerosis. Frankincense and Hycilium is one.
Yeah, I would recommend frankincense for just about everything. It's my favorite. Like Patty says, that's the king of the oils. That's my favorite oil my go-to oil for when I don't know. Because I know it's big time on the antiviral, fungal. You name it. And like you said, even though we're not allowed to say it cures anything, we know that it has been used for cancer. And I
Hmm.
have an aunt that has cancer, and it's just so upsetting because I was talking to her about the moringa, and she, even though I have the product, I wanted to give it to her, just give it to her and have her take it so that she could get healthy. She's doing chemo and radiation. She's had cancer for a couple of years now, and she's taking a supplement with moringa in it, but it's not, I can't get her or my cousin to understand that it's not the same. When you buy supplements that have a little bit of something in, just like a vitamin, there's so many synthetic things in it that you're defeating the purpose of, she's barely getting what I'm trying to offer, as far as the moringa. Like, our company has not owns 95% of the moringa oleifera farms, and I want her to take my product, not because I want to make money from her, I want to give it to her. And she's still doing the radiation. She can barely walk. The radiation is destroying her bones and her spine. It's affecting her spine, so it's deteriorating her spine.
Hmm.
And I was even wanting to talk to her about doing the essential oils and taking some frankincense, but I just feel like, my cousin is so closed-minded. She, like, cuts me off like some people are, and she's just like, well, she has to have radiation. It's not really a choice. Because I was like, well, I wish she didn't have to do the radiation and the chemotherapy, and she would look more for the natural, you know, benefits of what I'm trying to tell her. Okay.
Yeah.
And they just, they don't even want to hear it. They're just doing what the doctor says that they have to have it, and there's nothing else that can help her. And I don't know. It's just kind of depressing, because I've lost relatives to cancer too. But it's, important to prevent these kind of things from happening if you can by using natural natural things such as essential oils or the moringa like we have, and eating properly, just putting the proper nutrition in your body, And you
Yeah.
are with essential oils, you're putting nutrition. I know some companies will say they don't believe in taking essential oils internally. Well, maybe depending on what their oils are made of, I wouldn't take them internally either. But I just know, like with ours, it's safe. Like my
Yeah.
husband took two caplets today, and we put different oils in them, including frankincense. I took one this morning. I've been taking one every day since I got home because I was kind of concerned about the allergies I got over in Colorado. But as soon as I got home, all of that went away. So it's something I'm allergic to over there. Maybe it's the pine trees or something over there. I don't know. But
Maybe
there's
something
definitely
in the
something
air. Pollen, what is it,
something
pollen
in
or
the air is
something?
definitely messing with my eyes and my sinuses and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, what can I say? I've proven it more than once. I got insect bite. You saw that. Went away.
yeah.
I had a friend come to me last Sunday night, just about 6 o'clock. She called and I couldn't understand what she was saying. For the mere fact that she was so congested and she was breathing short, I couldn't understand fully, but I got that she wanted to come by if I was available. And I said, come. When she got here, I could hear more of the congestion on her chest. And she said
Right.
she'd been like that for 3 weeks. She just come back off a trip. And before she went on the trip, she started to feel a little nasally. But her breath was cut. And she was not breathing properly at all. She showed me the inhaler. And I said, okay, first things first. Come into the house properly because she was at the door talking to me and I was telling her to come inside. I had my inhaler on the Sunday night, my diffuser on.
Diffuser.
Yep, I had my diffuser on with my eucalyptus and peppermint. I sat it next to where she was and I said, well, breathe in for a bit. Do your best to breathe it in. I also got an additional cotton ball and I put some eucalyptus on the cotton ball and I told her to just inhale that for a while, trying to get her
Yeah.
to catch her breath. And she
Yeah.
was really congested. I could hear the
Yeah.
congestion on her chest. After about maybe 15 minutes of just breathing the eucalyptus, I remember me feeling congested and wanting to get that out. So I mixed some warm water with apple cider vinegar. And you know what that did? It brought everything up. And I
Yeah.
mean, she brought it up. Okay.
Right.
And it took less than 24 hours because by 7, 8 a.m. the next morning, she was able to get up and go to work and breathe normally. Chest
Right.
congestion was down, and she said she still felt a little nasally, and she sounded a little nasally, but not nowhere as bad as
Right.
she was. So by midday, mid afternoon, thereabout, she called me and she said, "You know that treatment worked." She says,
Yep. That's
I've
what
been."
everybody says.
She
That's
said,
what
"I've
everybody says. Same
seen."
thing happened. I had company over for Christmas and I got the diffuser going because they were like, they didn't want to come over because they didn't want to get us sick. And I said, don't worry about it. We're not going to get sick. Just come over. And had a diffuser going. The next day they all called me and everybody was sick that came over, 2 different families. And I said, just come on over. And the next day they both called me and said that they were completely fine, like it was gone. And then we never got sick. And then next thing you know, they wanted to order our, the oils in a diffuser. My niece has one of my diffusers right now because she and her kids always get sick. And I'm always telling her about the oil. She's going to become a distributor actually. Now that I'm back from vacation, she's supposed to sign up, but that's what it's what it took. And I gave her a diffuser and she used it. And I made her what we call the flu bomb with the 5 different oils that we put in there that completely, the minute you take it, it completely cleans out your sinuses. And the next day the congestion's gone. Donnie was the first person that ever tried it. And that's what made him love oils. And now every time somebody's sick at work, he has me make one up so he can hurry up and take it to work and let his friends take one. Next thing you know, they're calling me wanting to order the oils because they cannot believe they've been sick, like you said, for 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and it won't go away. And then they take one of these capsules with the 5 different oils in it. And I have oregano, frankincense, lemon, tea tree, and the Pro Shield, which is a blend of different oils. And the next day, they're completely clear. And they can't believe it. People just cannot believe it.
And I think we
And
just
then
need
you've got the stubborn ones that don't want to try it because they think you're crazy.
but let them keep
You
thinking
know?
crazy. You're not gonna be the one sick.
Right. That's what I tell my neighbor next door. I'm like, let me bring you over some oils. Let me bring you over some of the, the nutrition line, If it ain't one thing, it's another. And they're just, some people just don't, I don't want to try it. Okay, well, like you just said, well, stay sick then and I'll be healthy,
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
like the fact that once they come into your environment,
Yeah.
and you have your environment, protected with the essential oils, no bug they bring in there gonna stay because it's gonna die. The virus is
Right.
gonna go.
Right.
And let me give you
I
another.
used to be afraid to get around people that were sick. As soon as I heard somebody had a cold, I'm like, "Ooh, don't come near me. Don't come to my house. Don't." You know what I mean? Now I'm like, no, come on over. I don't care. I know I'm not going to catch it. Doesn't
And
bother me at all being around sick people.
a trick that I learned, I don't know if anybody else does this, but if you do get a cold and you've slept in your bed on the same sheet when you had the cold, change it right away. Because chances are that bug is in the sheets. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
my mom used to say that with toothbrushes too. She would say,
Mm-hmm.
throw the toothbrush away, go get another toothbrush because those germs are just sitting on that toothbrush.
I still do it.
Yeah.
Tell your mom, I've been sold on that. When I buy toothbrushes, I buy the pack of
Yeah.
8 or 6, whatever it is, and I take the. If I get a cold, I throw away that toothbrush and replace it right away. Welcome, Mike.
Right.
Mick. Welcome. If you have any questions about essential oils, please feel free to join us in the seat. Ask the question. We're just talking about the benefits and the uses of essential oils and how it affects us. So if you have a question, you can jump in the seat or type it for us. Stephanie, you didn't give me any props tonight.
Oh, I'm not even. I know.
We
Sorry,
talking,
girl.
talking.
I don't even know if I know how to Periscope anymore. It's been
away
so
that
long.
my
I Periscope like a few days ago, and then I'm like, I haven't even been on there since I've been home. I've been way too busy. I even turned my notifications off because I can't have that beeping going on, tweeting, I should say, all day long. It distracts me.
Mick, if you have any essential oil questions, feel free to ask. We were talking about natural patches that people wear on their skin to protect them against colds, flu, sinuses, pain relief. Also, energy formulas for mental focus. We were also talking about other benefits and ways to use essential oils. We find that most persons talk about over the counter drugs, how easy they're able to get. They also complain about the price of going to the doctor. But little do they know, essential oils in a bottle or a patch could prevent them from going to the doctor if used on a regular basis. Stephanie sells a product by Ameo, and she can tell you more about it. But these oils she cooks with, she also uses them topically and in capsule form to ward off colds, flus, sinuses, the same type of ailments. I read something this week too about coriander being a good source to regulate blood sugar. And I mentioned that yesterday at the health fair for the Diabetes Association. And I gotta get me some coriander to sell to those persons because it regulates blood sugar, and I did not know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I know I've been putting it in a lot of everything that I cook, that's for sure. And I was buying
Coriander.
the seasoning, and then we just came out with the oil like 6 months ago. So now I'm like, don't even use the seasoning. I just put a drop of the oil, in the food because I use it every day anyway, when we
Right.
cook pretty much. And I haven't even been doing any cooking with essential oils, not just because I've um, been on vacation.
Vacation.
I'm still cooking with them, but I haven't done any scopes because it's the same oils that I keep talking about. For the most part, most of my followers already know about rosemary and black pepper. And then I just don't want them to be like, oh, here she goes again, talking about black pepper. We already know all about black pepper. But, now I might have some new people. So I might have to, like make the shrimp again that you
Oh
guys
yeah.
like to watch me cook and to start doing them again when we have time. So I got the new oils that they just came out with. So I need to go and do some scopes and some blabs or something on the new oils. That's for sure. Because I got some new great blends that they just came out with that I want to share with everybody. So sometime this week, I'm real busy tomorrow with my brother taking care of his personal needs. And once I get done with all that, then hopefully I'll have a day or two I can, get on and do at least one scope a day. Maybe. We'll see.
Have you made any changes to your website? Have you gotten new oils to post on the website or no?
Well, my company actually does the website for us. I don't have to do anything to it. And then they changed it. And I'm totally confused now. So now I know why I had a couple people contact me and say that they were having a hard time ordering because they couldn't find the oils. They can only see the nutrition. And it also depends on what you're using. If you're using a laptop or if you're using an iPhone, it's different. So like my iPhone, I had to learn how to scroll and do, it's hard. It's kind of confusing, but once you figure it out, and you play around with it, but I have to play around with a little bit more myself so that I can help people place. And I've told people I'll help you place orders. If you don't want to do it yourself, just let me know what you want and I can do it with them over the phone or, which most people have me do it anyway. They'll say, this is what I want. Then they give me their information and then I order it for them. I've only had one person, that was like, well, I don't really know you. I don't want to give you my credit card information. And I don't blame them. Everyone's ever apprehensive about doing that. But most people, they just give me their information. I put the order in and everything's all taken care of. And I throw the information away. I shred it. So, if
Well,
anybody ever has trouble with my website, then I just do it for them.
how many oils approximately do you have on your website now?
I want to say, and every country's different, but our company, because I had over 50, and they just came out with 6 new ones. So I want to say that we're probably averaging around 60 oils right now.
Okay.
But if people from different countries want to order oils from me, or the nutrition line or the fitness line, not all of the oils are available. So like the UK, somebody wanted an oil and I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Pro Shield, and it's not. They can just get on my website, pick UK, and then it'll show you all the nutrition or whatever that's available, and they can order it. And I said, if there's anything on there you want that's not on there, let me know, and I'll just send it to you in the mail. I'll ship it to you. To me,
Okay.
it wasn't a big deal.
Type
You
your
know.
website in the column, in the comment column, so persons coming on could see what your website is and probably follow you.
Okay, it's a good
Yeah.
idea.
And just to recap of what essential oils, single essential oils are used for, you have allergetics. It relieves um, dulling sensation, relieves pain by dulling the sensation. We have antibacterial, we have anticonvulsive, we have antidepressants, we have anti-inflammatories, we also have antiseptics, we have antimicrobial, and I love those antimicrobial that kills and inhibits microorganisms such as bacteria and fungus. I particularly love cleaning in the kitchen with lemon or lime essential oil, the zinc, because it kills
Yeah.
any possibility of E. coli or any other bacteria that may be lingering in the zinc. And the other thing I use,
Eucalyptus is a good one for the kitchen too, in
what
the
is that?
bathroom. I've been mixing eucalyptus with lemon.
Oh,
It's really good for cleaning, killing germs too.
all right. The other thing I do with that, with the essential oil, is I put baking soda, and that does wonders. It just makes
Mhm.
it looks like new. It
Yep. I
it
do. I
makes
make toothpaste with that. My own toothpaste.
right.
You make baking soda and your essential oil, and you can put a couple drops of peroxide if you want to, or I'm trying to think of what else I've used besides peroxide, but I think I just used the baking soda. I think I put a little bit of water and my essential oils,
Hmm.
and I do an orange one, but the orange one I only do a couple times a week for whitening, because orange oil is good for whitening teeth, but you don't want to do that every day. That's just a couple times a week is all you need to do with the orange oil. And then I've done the tea tree for like a regular toothpaste. It doesn't taste the greatest, but you can add the lemon or the oil or something that you like for a better flavor too,
Right. So going on with uses for the single essential oils, the antiviral, the appetite suppressants, the aphrodisiacs, the astringents. They can calmatives to ease expel help you to carminative helps you expel gas. Oh my gosh, it's you can get diuretics, you can get expectorants, and I'm just naming a few. You know,
right?
there are fungicidals. There is oh my gosh, there's just so many. There's sedatives, there's stimulant, there's stomachic tonics. Oh my gosh, there's just so many things you could do. And some of the oils that I have here are basil, bergamot, black pepper, cassava, Cassia, cassia. How do you say that? Cassia. It's a culinary oil. Cedarwood, cilantro, cinnamon bark, and I just realized recently cinnamon bark and cinnamon are two different oils.
Mhm.
I thought it was all one. Clarion sage, clove, coriander, and was new to me. I just found out this week. Coriander is good for depression and lowering energy. It also regulates blood sugar. It's used for joint pain and it increases the libido. I did not know that about coriander. Cypress, eucalyptus is another big seller coming on to winter. Sweet fennel, and of course, frankincense, our all time favorite. Geranium, ginger, grapefruit, hycilium. And in that brief moment, you told me to look for the MS oils.
Right.
Hycilium, helichrysum. You know, you and I always have the tongue twister.
Yeah, that one.
That that one, yeah,
What do
that
I
one.
always call it? Helichrysum.
Helichrysum.
I always kept calling it hecricillum. I was saying it backwards, like helichrysum is the way you say it, and I always say it the other way, hecricillum, and everyone laughs at me. No, it's not hecricillum, and I'm like, oh, what is it then?
But
Called
they're
helic.
tongue twisters. They're tongue
They are
twisters.
tongue twisters, and a lot of times I know how to say it until I get on a live Periscope or
A
Blab, and then
live
all of a sudden,
blab.
like entrepreneur, I could not say that word one day, and I was so embarrassed because somebody's name was entrepreneur, and I was entrepreneur, and I was like, hi entrepreneur. Ugh, it was so funny. And then I asked my husband, "How do you say that word?" And then he couldn't say it because he had me the way I was saying it in his head, and we were
Mhm.
trying to look it up. And I was like,
Then we have juniper berry, lavender, and lavender is an all-time favorite again. It
mm-hmm.
relieves emotional issues, depression, irritability, anxiety, and stress. Diffuse or apply to the feet. Now, this what I like about this book, Stephanie, it tells you how to use the particular oil, right? So that is just so awesome. Did
Yes,
you know
very cool.
juniper berry is good for alcoholism? Inhale
Juniper
deeply.
berry is.
Yeah.
Oh,
When
I'll
you
have to
get
make sure I
urge
give that to a few people for Christmas then. Stocking stuffer.
oh
I
gosh.
can think of a few people right now on this one hand that I can give that to for a Christmas present.
Oh my God. Lavender lemon, lemongrass. Lemongrass is
Lemongrass. I love lemongrass. It's one of my favorites too. The smell in
it's
a
good for thyroid
diffuser.
support, joint pain, lymphatic cleansing, germs, fever reducer, body odor, reduces liquid um, retention, fluid retention, blood pressure, and cholesterol. Add to drinking water daily. Lemongrass. Ooh, didn't know that. But that's the lemongrass essential oil. It's good for thyroid and joint pain. Hmm.
I love lemongrass.
Lime. Lime is good for fighting viruses such as cold, flu, and chickenpox. It's a pain reliever, respiratory issues. It fights infections and wounds, eases herpes outbreak, lice, and emotions like depression, fogginess, memory. Wow. You can apply it to the feet or diffuse it again. Cleaning, grease stains, sticky substances. They use lime.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mad
that's one of what we don't have yet.
lime?
We don't have lime.
That's one of the top 10 with the other company that I use. Marjoram, melaleuca, which is tea tree.
Right. I just ran out.
No.
We use tea tree so much, I just ran out. I just put an order in for another bottle. It should be
Melissa.
getting here any day.
Melissa is also known as lemon balm. I didn't know that. Myrrh and oregano, patchouli, peppermint, Roman chamomile, rosemary, sandalwood. They have quite a few in this little book. Thyme, vetiver, white fir, wild orange, wintergreen, your favorite, and lastly, ylang ylang. And they cover each of those with suggested uses. So if you ever run into a question about what's the best way to use it and what is it used for, until I could get my supply of these books, feel free to call over and say, hey, what do you use that oil for?
Okay. And Christmas is coming up too, Pam.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. I read you loud and clear. Girl,
I
every
want
day.
to try some of your patches. I'm curious about your patches.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll work it out. I every day I get more and more. What should I say? I fall more and more in love with essential oils. Every day. Oh, he's coming in. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to accept him, do we? Do you get an acceptance? But come on
No,
in.
he sent a thing and I hit the
Oh, okay.
I hit the check mark, but he might be having trouble getting in.
Okay. I hope you could get in. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these oils are just awesome. I think they are entirely beneficial to the entire family.
I know. I think to myself all the time that every family should have at least a basic 9. We have like a basic 9 kit. I don't know if you have a basic 9 kit, but at least a basic kit of oils in every
Mine is
family. Is it 10?
10.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, oh, every family, you know. I know I've had a few people hint around it. Well, I wouldn't mind having one of those diffusers and oils for Christmas. And I'm like, they're kind of expensive when you buy the kit with a diffuser. It's not cheap, you know?
No. Mick, it looks like you're having a little trouble getting in. If you can hear us, please refresh and try again. Because even though we've accepted you in the chair, maybe the signal is pretty strong, weak where you're at. So try rebooting and coming back in.
I'm actually surprised that I haven't been kicked out yet.
Refresh, Mick. Hope you could hear us. Let me help him with this.
I think he should be able to, yeah. Because I know that there was a couple times that I tried to get in on somebody's blab, and the funny thing is I got in, but then all I could do is, I think one of y'all's was that way too. I could hear everybody talking, but I couldn't see anybody's faces. But that was my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is
I don't
crazy.
know if he's refreshing, but I kicked him out a second ago, hoping he would refresh. Mick, if you can hear me, just refresh, and you should be able to get in. Can you hear me? Type yes in the, okay, yeah.
Yes, he's gonna get out and come back in maybe.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna have to get off here in a few minutes anyway because
Well,
Noah's
actually,
getting
we've
ready
done
for
an
bed.
hour. We're
Yeah.
just going to see if he gets in, say a few words, and then we'll just say thank you for popping in.
You want to try to get back in again, Mick?
Yeah.
Before we end this blab.
Love to hear from you.
Love to hear from you. Or you can type some messages in too if you want to type some messages, or if you have any questions.
But I'm glad you're back safe, Stephanie.
Thank you.
My prayers were with you on those high mountains.
Yeah, thanks. It was beautiful over there. I was just in awe. I'm so glad to see that you were able to join, one of my scopes or a couple of them where we were, because the view was just amazing. And I didn't want to come home. That's the first time, I have to say. We've always everyone enjoys their vacations, but you're always good to go, but it's always good to get home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that was probably the first vacation that we've taken that even my husband was like, I don't want to go home. And I'm like, neither do I. I mean, we enjoyed ourselves so much, and it was even though we were running around all day, it was just really nice and really relaxing, and it just no worries, and it was
wonderful. Really awesome. A good time away.
It was.
So
it was like the last vacation I took 2 weeks before that, we were busy too, and we did a lot of wear at a certain time. We had to take a break at a certain time. We had to be back at a certain time. I don't like that. I like the vacations where we just went on a whim and we had no specific plans. We didn't have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning if we didn't want to. We could get up at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then each day.
The last vacation was not the oil conference. It was just a getaway.
This one was just vacation in Colorado. We just went for the heck of it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How nice.
And we didn't even know what we were going to do when we were over there till we got over there. Then we asked people, what do you suggest we do? And then we just did it.
Great. Fabulous.
It was nice. It was very relaxing. No pressure, no stress. We were by ourselves, so we didn't feel like we had to meet up with a group of people or dinner at 7 or, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you take vacations with other people or family members too, and you feel like you've got to make the plans for everybody and arrange everything for everybody. So it was nice. Very, very nice.
Well, Mick, we tried. We waited to see if you'd come back in, but it doesn't look like you could get in. We thank you for tuning in. We wish you could have written something in the comment box. We would have answered your question had you put it there. But we must close out right now, but we want to thank you so much for being a part of the show, listening in, and making that gallant attempt to get on Blab with us.
We do this every Sunday. We try to at 8 o'clock, maybe even 7:30. I personally have to get on at 7:30 just to make sure my Wi-Fi lets me in. So somewhere between 7:30 and 8. On Sundays, we try to do a blab. If you want to follow us, and then you'll get
notifications.
I think like messages or notifications that we're doing a blab or setting up a blab and stuff like that if you want to join us. Also, we're on Periscope. Pamela Gomez and I'm Stephanie Thompson or Stephanie Fitnut on Periscope. If you Periscope, be sure to follow our Periscopes because we talk a lot about essential oils in our Periscopes amongst a lot of other things.
Yes. Cooking with essential oils, the benefits of essential oils, and just essential oils, essential oils, essential oils.
And vacations and everything else that I do. Nutrition. I talk a lot
Yes.
about nutrition in my scopes too. So, and
Well, one
fitness.
thing I want to mention, Stephanie, I don't know if you've been over to my YouTube channel as yet.
I have, but I have not been in it since I subscribed because I
Oh,
haven't had time.
well, the next time you are over there, please either hit the like or dislike button on as many as you would like.
Okay.
I'm trying to increase traffic and increase subscribers to my YouTube channel, which is Au Natural Aromatherapy, and just get followers to follow my YouTube channel. So if you're over there and you're just nothing to do, just share it with a couple of your followers, and
Yeah,
maybe
and,
I
and
will
send me
gain a.
like a message. Send me a message or a text message or whatever, and just put YouTube in there, and then I'll go, oh yeah, and then because I get to busy, and all of a sudden I'm
I
like,
know
it's almost
life
like I tell
happens.
myself I'm going to call somebody, and then I don't until it's too late. So
Life
I
happens.
need
I know so much. I did not scope
just like
today.
with the blab. I'm glad you sent that message, or I would have been sitting here watching football or something, and then went, oh my gosh, I forgot to get on blab again. So
Well, it's been fun, my dear. It was a lovely hour I
yes.
spent. Say hi to the family, and I will talk to you during the week. Have
Okay,
a
girl.
great night.
You
Bye.
too. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.